Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike here at Gamefromscratch, and since 2010, the world has seen several new programming languages. We've got programming languages such as Rust, Julia, Odin, Beef, Dart, Zig, Swift, and Kotlin. And I think amongst all of the languages released since 2010, the most successful new language was released in 2012, and it is called TypeScript. Now, TypeScript is made by Microsoft. It is an open source language, by the way, so it's not just Microsoft behind it. But this is basically a better JavaScript. Same kind of thing that's with Dart, but what you'll see is TypeScript was just adopted way larger than what Dart was. So it's designed to be a superset of TypeScript. So it's JavaScript plus plus. So if you've ever used JavaScript, you're going to know there's definitely some warts in it, especially if you are dealing with large projects. Some of them they have fixed over time. Some of them they never really have. And then TypeScript is designed to basically add a type system, which is where TypeScript name comes from, on top of JavaScript. So you can also kind of slowly add in TypeScript to your JavaScript. So if you have a giant code base of JavaScript and you want to slowly port it over to TypeScript, you can actually do that. At the same time, you can actually move back. So it becomes JavaScript via the delete key. So here you can see the result, TypeScript. Types removed out of it, you get JavaScript. Actually, TypeScript ultimately transpiles or compiles down to JavaScript code. So if you're dealing with a large JavaScript code base, you see here, TypeScript was used by 78% of the 2020 State of JavaScript respondents, with 93% saying they would use it again. So TypeScript is just designed to make JavaScript less painful to work with. And like I said earlier on, this is arguably the most successful new language since 2020. And here you can see the innovation graph on GitHub. This is a flawed metric, but it does show you how many projects are using a specific language. And you can see numero uno is still JavaScript. And then we've got number 2 being Python here. But you're going to see number 3 in 2026 is TypeScript. And that's up from 2020. Where it was 11th. So you can see there is the adoption of TypeScript. So it is the 3rd most popular programming language on GitHub. Now, there's some things you can argue, like Shell. Is Shell a programming language, or Dockerfile? These should probably not be here. Like I said, it's a flawed metric, but it gives you an idea of the relative popularity of a language, especially the open source projects. And you see, here's TypeScript versus Dart that I mentioned earlier on. Dart is down here. So this is Dart. Here you can see it's similar time frame. We got Rust was released. Again, Swift was also released. Go is a little bit older. Kotlin was released. So you'll see here straight up that TypeScript has been a success story. You may not like TypeScript, but you can acknowledge that it's definitely had industry impact. Well, the thing is, we now have a new version of TypeScript, TypeScript 7. And the big thing about TypeScript 7 is it is faster. How much faster? 10 times faster. And how did they pull that off? Well, they rewrote the TypeScript compiler, TSC, using Go. So they created a native port of TypeScript built in Go that could make the most of modern hardware. Port was done as faithfully as possible, writing new code while maintaining the structure and logic of the original code base to keep results consistent and compatible between the two compilers. The key difference is that with this new code base, TypeScript 7 brings native code speed, shared memory, multi-threading, and a number of new optimizations that typically yield speed-ups between 8x and 12x on full builds. Now, that's the important thing to note here. When we're talking about 10 times faster, we're talking about compilation speed. So we're not saying your type speed code isn't going to run 10 times faster. Again, at the end of the day, TypeScript generally spits out JavaScript if you're running it in a browser. So you don't think you're going to, if you're creating a TypeScript project, you're going to get like 10 times more frames per second or anything like that. It's going to be when you are working with TypeScript. And they did some analysis here. So basically, what does a faster TypeScript ultimately mean? And they took large code bases and they kind of saw what the speed up in performance was. And this is going to have an effect beyond just compiling your code, because it's also things for waiting for your editor to fully load your project feels instantaneous. Delays on all find all references, auto completion, diagnostics should take a fraction of the time they used to. And when you use the TSC, which is the TypeScript compiler, maybe in watch mode, you'll be able to tighten your feedback loop and iterate faster than ever before. So what does this actually mean? Well, they checked out a few of the major open source projects that are primarily TypeScript code bases. The top one that you probably are aware of is Visual Studio Code. In TypeScript 6, it took 125.7 seconds to load. In TypeScript 7, 10.6. So what you were seeing there is an 11.9x speed up. The Sentry and Blue Sky, you saw 8.9 and 8.7. Playwright and TL Draw, 8.7 and 7.7. So it is definitely going to be noticeable when you're working with a project like this. At the same time, it also uses less memory over the same period of time. So Visual Studio Code compilation with TypeScript 6 took 5.2 gigabytes, and now with TypeScript 7, it takes 4.2 gigabytes. So less memory used, and again, up to 10, or in this case, 12 times faster compilation speeds. Now, on top of that, there are several other things here as well. It is considered ready for production. They work with a number of different projects out there, such as Slack, Vanta, at Microsoft themselves, Loop, and Canva, to make sure that that's what they're working on with their projects as well. So it is a pretty battle-tested release, especially considering how drastic it is to have completely rewritten the compiler. And you can also run it side by side with TypeScript 6. Details of that are available right here. On top of that, we've got some other things there. Type checker parallelization is also in place. Project reference builder parallelization, so that you can basically build multiple things at the same time. Then we've got single threaded mode if you need to force that. It's an option available there. They improved the watch mode, and then a number of like smaller language type iterations that we've seen as well. So strict is now true by default, modular defaults to ES next, and so on. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen, TypeScript 7. Now, if you're wondering about TypeScript 7 in the world of game development, well, there are a lot of game engines that use it. For one, being a superset of JavaScript, a lot of game engines out there provide bindings for TypeScript, or it just works flawlessly. If you're looking to do a 3D game, one game engine you may wish to check out is Babylon.js. Another option in the 3D space is Cocos Creator. This actually uses TypeScript as the client-side programming language. This gives you a Unity-like editor to work with, and so does PlayCanvas, which also uses TypeScript and JavaScript as the programming options there. We also have Excalibur. This is a 2D game engine written specifically in TypeScript. We also have, again, probably the most popular 2D graphics framework out there is Phaser. We have other frameworks and libraries you could look at as well. 3JS, obviously by the name, is JavaScript-based. Pixie.js is a renderer. All of those JavaScript libraries should just flawlessly work with TypeScript, because that is kind of the nature of TypeScript. So if you want to use TypeScript for game development, there's quite a few interesting projects to go ahead and check out there. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, TypeScript just released TypeScript 7, which, like I said earlier on, we're seeing up to 10 times faster performance in the compilation side of things. Now, the irony here, I guess, is TypeScript compiler, I believe, used to be written in TypeScript, which is pretty normal. A lot of compilers are self-hosted, which means compiled by their own programming language. But the funny thing here is the fastest way to speed up TypeScript was to rewrite it in Go. I don't know. I think that's kind of funny. It's kind of funny how Go seems to be very important on back-end systems. Both Microsoft and Google seem to be using Go at a very low level at their on their infrastructure, but it doesn't seem to be that overwhelmingly popular. Like if I come back here, where is Go? Go is right there, pretty flat between 14th and 17th most popular, or 18th most popular language out there. So it's interesting to see, like, a lot of people are using Go in these high profile back-end systems, but it just doesn't seem to be that massively popular. I think it's a very kind of specific language in terms of functionality. I haven't used it much, so I don't really have much of an opinion, but I have used TypeScript, and I would use TypeScript 100% of the time over JavaScript personally. But curious, what do you think? Have you ever checked out TypeScript? Are you going to check out TypeScript now that it performs up to 10 times faster? Let me know. Comments down below. I'll talk to you all later. Goodbye.